Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's opinion is part of SRC kinda unde topic idi. Basically, the reason for including this, there are two reasons. Stop talking now, please. There are two reasons for including this topic in your syllabus. One is there was a memorial lecture that was delivered by Professor Jaishankar on B.R. Ambedkar's opinion on formation of states in India. So basically here we are going to discuss about B.R. Ambedkar's opinion on formation of states in India. The second reason obviously is he is the father of the Constitution. So what was his opinion on formation of states? Ikkada first we are going to discuss his opinion. Second, we are going to discuss his views on SRC. SRC recommendations were severely criticized by Ambedkar. Third, we are going to discuss about his opinion on Hyderabad and Andhra. Okay, chala chinna topic. It will take around 10 minutes for me to explain. Tarvata we will move to gentleman's agreement. Okay, now Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's views on smaller states during Constituent Assembly debate and in 1955 they changes. Okay, the views change over a period of time. Now, why specifically 1955? Because in 1955, a book titled Thoughts on Linguistic States by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was published. Andukane we are writing 1955. Now, there are two concepts in linguistic states. One is called one language, one state. The other is called one state, one language. What is the difference between the two concepts? These are ideological basis for linguistic states. There are two ideological bases on which you can form linguistic states. First is called one language, one state. The other is called one state, one language. One language, one state is a concept where we say all people speaking one language should be formed into one state. Ante all people speaking one language should one language speaking people should stay only in the territory demarcated for them. Territory demarcated for them. Okay, you cannot stay anywhere. If you speak a particular language, you have to go and stay in the state that is allocated to your language. Ante here what happens is language will be the sole basis for forming state. In other words, the only basis to form a state is language. The only basis on which you form a state is language. This is called one language, one state. One state, one language is a concept where language is one of the criterias to form state. You are going to consider many other factors. In one of the factors is language. Here language is the only factor. Okay, the second thing that you have to remember is here there will be only one state per. Okay, you cannot have two states per language because you are forcefully keeping all people speaking the same language in one place and forming a state. Ikkadiki vachesariki there can be one or more states for a single language. Why like this? Because language is one of the criteria to form the state. You are going to look at language, you are going to look at administrative convenience, size of the state, majority, minority proportion. There will be 100 other things that you are going to consider, but one of the considerations is language. Which one do you think India has adopted? One language, one state, or one state, one language? One state, one language is what we have adopted, because the entire north is by and large speaks the same language, which is, and you have many states. Okay, so this is earlier during Constituent Assembly debates, Ambedkar wanted this arrangement. Why? Because he felt this arrangement will ensure unity amongst people. But eventually he realized that if you continue with this, minority rights will be violated, because majoritarianism will prevail. That is the reason, keeping minorities in mind, he changed his opinion from one language, one state to one state, one language. Ambedkar says the advantages of this will be minorities protected. Okay, there will be administrative efficiency. Administrative efficiency is very important. Efficiency will be there. Okay, now according to Ambedkar, SRC's recommendations, as I said, Ambedkar was very critical. There were two reasons why he criticized. The first reason was, have you ever noticed, as you come from north down to south, what is the situation of size of states? Does it decrease? You are coming from North India to South India, what happens to the size of the states? It decreases. Okay, okati, because south is peninsular, automatically it will decrease, but otherwise this decrease is severely criticized by Ambedkar. I'll tell you why. Because in India, representation in parliament is based on what? How are states represented in parliament? Population by and large will be connected to what? Which is again based on territory, size of the state. Is it based on the size of the state? Size of state. Okay, now because north has bigger states, who will have more say in the parliament? The north will have more say, and in reality this is a major problem, especially after 2014. We call it as the north-south divide. Eppadana vinnara? He says that this will result in the, did you hear about this? The differences between north and south. It is called as the north-south divide. Ante there will be a conflict between northern regions and southern regions. Why will there be a conflict? Because north will dominate in the parliament. The interests of the north will get priority over the interests of the south. South will feel neglected. Automatically this will lead to a difference. This is already happening in India. Okay, so he said the size of the states will result in north-south divide. You should not have created bigger states in north and you created smaller states in south. In fact, you should have actually created smaller states even in north. కానీ అట్లా చెయ్యరు వాళ్ళు. యూపీ, రాజస్థాన్, దే ఆర్ వెరీ బిగ్. దే హ్యావ్ క్రియేటెడ్ స్మాలర్ స్టేట్స్ టువర్డ్స్ ది సౌత్. అందుకనే వాట్ డు వి సే ఇన్ ఎలక్షన్స్, ఇఫ్ యూ విన్ యూపీ, యూ విన్ ఇండియా అంటామా? ఎందుకు? ఇట్ హ్యాస్ ద హైయెస్ట్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ సీట్స్ ఇన్ parliament. You win in UP, it is almost as if you have 1/4 seats in your hands. So this was the first objection. He said this was a stupid proposition where you increase the size of states in north and decreased it towards south. The second reason, it's not a criticism, but it is a very important objection he raised. That is, see, undoubtedly Delhi is capital of India. He does not have a problem with Delhi being capital. Delhi was supposed to be the capital because it was the capital since medieval times. However, Delhi's location, where is Delhi located? Is it in central India? Is it towards the north? Where is it? Delhi is located towards the northwest of India. Antena? Northwest aitadi. Haryana, Punjab, it is very close to that. So it is towards the northwest. Now imagine a person from Kerala has to go to Delhi. Will it be convenient? So this location of Delhi makes it far away from south, ante beyond the reach of south. The south will not be able to communicate with Delhi. Andukane, as an alternative, he says, very important point he proposed, because BJP has brought this back, proposed Hyderabad as the second capital of India. Now two questions: why Hyderabad? Why, and how will it solve this problem? Why Hyderabad? Because Hyderabad's location. Have you ever noticed Hyderabad is equidistant from Chennai, from Bangalore, with 150 to 100 kilometers radius low? Hyderabad is equally accessible from all these cities. So it is in the center of South India. First reason. Second is the infrastructure. You don't have to develop anything newly for a national capital in Hyderabad. Right from Rashtrapati Bhavan, everything is there. Rashtrapati Bhavan unda Hyderabad lo? It is there. So everything is there. You don't have to spend a lot of effort and money on building Hyderabad as a national capital. How will it solve the problem? He said, we will have winter session of Parliament in Hyderabad. When does the President visit Hyderabad? Every year? During winter. The same winter session you have it in Hyderabad. The rest of the times you operate from Delhi. This will bring you close to the south. This will decrease the north-south divide. This is what he proposed. Okay. Now according to him, the basis for forming states are three. One is geographical area. You have to look at the size of the state. So geographical area is size. Population is not just how much population, it is also composition of population. Composition of population ante, what are the different sections that are there in your population? How many religions are there, castes are there, linguistic groups are there? That should be considered. Economic viability ante, can you be, the state should not be so small that it depends on other states for its existence. The state should not be so big that it cannot be administratively controlled. Why is UP and Bihar a big headache even today in India? Why is administration in UP very difficult? Very big. It is too huge as a state. It is bigger than many countries in the world. That is the reason why administration is a headache in UP. Why is it that we have developmental issues in smaller states, especially the northeast? Because of the size of the states. Self-sustenance becomes very difficult when you are very, very small. So it should neither be very big nor be very small. You should also ensure that there is a healthy composition in your population when you are forming state. Why should you ensure healthy composition? When you have healthy composition, and it should be a mix of all sections of societies. If Telangana, this 10% of Telangana is tribes, okay, 15% is SCs, then you have around 45 to 50% as BCs. So it's a healthy composition. You will not have one section of society dominating over other sections. Andukane composition. So he says these three should be the basis. And other factors that you should consider, factors are also related to this. Requirements of efficient administration. Will the administration be smooth? Administration will by and large depend on what? Size. Okay, proportion between majority and minority. This is again related to your composition of population. The needs of different areas. See, India is geographically diverse. So you have different areas with different kinds of needs. You should have a healthy mix of these needs. It should not be like, you know, too many regions with too varied needs undakurdu, atlane homogeneous areas undakurdu. It should be a mixed composition. And what are the sentiments of different areas? The sentiments also include the way of life of people. Can they gel together, or is there a problem in them coming together? Okay, Andhra, Rayalaseema also have a lot of differences, but they are able to get along together because they've been together for a very long time. But Telangana and Andhra are very, very different. We have not been together for many years, correct enough? Many centuries we have not been together. That is the reason why it is difficult for Telangana and Andhra to gel together. Okay, the last part of this is, see, thoughts on linguistic states is important. Smaller states will have a better administration, and therefore minorities and backward sections are better protected in smaller states. Idi chala important. Ambedkar's opinion on formation of states of Andhra state. He did not support formation of Andhra state, and this statement is important. He said Andhra is a Sahara and there is no oasis in it. Oasis ante capital city. Okay, he made this statement in reference to the fact that there is no capital city in Andhra region. E statement adutaru, Andhra is a Sahara and there is no oasis in it. And last, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Memorial Lecture, date, speaker, who organized, what is the title of the lecture? Reorganization of states, smaller states, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's Opinion. 99% you will get a sure short question on this. 4 facts important. Okay, in this he discussed whatever